new here, thanks for stopping by. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Today we're playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. We might even finish it tonight. Who knows? It is a mystery. We're pretty close to the end of this game, if I remember correctly. We're just doing the cleanup stuff, probably. Maybe. I don't know what we'll play after. We might do festival stuff for Guild Wars 2, maybe, because I like doing festival things. There's a festival on. By the by, Guild Wars 2 is free and I love it. Anyway, who said that? The Wind is crazy and has good opinions about MMOs. You are, all, as always, all welcome with me when I do silly festival things. And yes, we have been at this for like 2 years! It can't be helped. Oh, yes. Woo! Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Val. Hi, Eldridge Insomniac. Hi, Rice. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the subscription. You guys know the deal with subscriptions. They are fancy and nice, and all money that comes to me from stream goes right back into stream, either into buying games, art that I need, or stuff. I did not draw my cute little picture of me. This is what I look like, though. Chat can attest to the fact that I am a 4-centimeter tall Dumbo octopus. They have seen pictures of me for realsies. This is a true fact. I put them. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Oh, maybe we'll even play the video game. Who knows? All right. Woo! Thank you for the subscription. Woo! Hi, Catoid. Thank you all. Oh no. So many. Oh, Catoid's not here. Okay. Oh, these are gift subs. Oh, they are. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift subs. Oh no. Oh, a silly beast. Well. We love a silly beast. Thank you so much for the gift subs. You guys know how exciting it is. You guys know how exciting it is to have gift subs come in. Oh my good golly. Yay! Wait, I can't make little hearts with my tentacles. I'll have to settle for cute bows. We don't need them on for all night, but I love these. Oh, and this one. And this one too. We'll put them away in a second. Catoid drew me the pixel one and Val drew me the other ones. I put them on instantly. And they're really cute. Yes, we're doing the crime game. We gotta do... Really? Okay, this is a lawyer game. Thing is, we've spent the entire 3 games solving a secession crisis in a spirit medium family, and I don't know why they ever thought they could Americanize this in any way. I love it.
Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the tests we had performed earlier.
Tess?
Yes, tests on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree.
Oh yeah, that.
I totally forgot about it. That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim.
So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or...?
Due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood.
Shock! When do we learn the attorney is Ace? Oh yeah, 4th game. Technically, that's Apollo Justice. I don't actually have the Apollo Justice games on me right now. I have Professor Layton and versus Phoenix Wright. Fear, you can get... Oh, I can! I just don't have them on me right now. I can get them, though. Don't worry. I have a bunch of games on me. Yeah, we played Professor Layton on Tuesdays. Literally yesterday. We're on Diabolical Box. I love the Professor Layton series. So you guys are gonna get to see a lot of it. We'll also play Unwound Future. I do not care for the prequel games. I wanted to very badly care for the prequel games. Their plot is... I don't like it. I don't hate it by any means. I wish it was a sequel game instead, I guess. Although I do like Granny Riddleton in the mask to cover up her identity. This is a fair assessment, yeah. The clock puzzle! Val loves the clock puzzle. You did so good. I spent like 3 guesses not believing Val. Okay, so the clock puzzle is a puzzle in the Curious Village. And the crux of the puzzle is how many times on a digital clock do 3 numbers appear, like, in a row, So how many times do you see, like, 222, 111, like, that sort of thing. And I remembered things like 1111 and 1222 and stuff like that. What I didn't remember was 10 o'clock. Nor did I remember 11, 12, 13, 14, etc. Nor did I remember, like, a bunch of the other ones. And Val rocks up and is like, it's 36 times! And I was like, what? Because I remembered things like 111, 222, 333, etc. Val rocks up with the correct answer, and then did it again last night. For a different puzzle, where we're coloring in a flag. Is the clock in standard AM or PM or military? Standard AM and PM. It's an American game, so it actually changes for the UK. They use the 24-hour clock instead. So the answer is different. Yes! Yes! Val is incredibly powerful. That's why Val is mod around here. I'm only 4 centimeters big. I'm trying my best. Aquarium staff says I'm not allowed to sing the Song of My People. Because it's a deep thrumming that seeps into your bones and carries the cold of the sea with it. And they don't like that. Anyway, we hydrate his chat demands. Sorry, bot says ad break, so... I was doing something. Yeah! I learned that song a long time ago. If you know the story The Aquarium by Carl Jacobi, I read chat my origin story once. And I hope they liked it. I promise I haven't eaten anybody yet. Again, staff keeps me fed. We also read A Christmas Carol. Oh yeah, and next year come the holidays, I will read you another story. I like reading everybody's stories on holiday time. The only exception to that is New Year's Eve, I roll roses in Katamari. Because staff lets me have 1 alcohol. It's not very much because I'm very small. But they do let me have it. Na 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 na. We love Katamari Damacy. Did you know there's a new Katamari game coming out and I'm gonna play it so good. I'm gonna be so good at it. I love Katamari. You can customize Katamari cousins. Give that cephalopod a shot. Yes, let's go. I am so good at it. It just got announced like a few days ago and I'm really excited. I'm so excited for the new Katamari game. There's so much coming, but Katamari was way out of left field. And I'm so excited that it's coming. Do you know I'm shorter than the prince? The prince is 5 centimeters. I'm shorter than the Katamari prince. I could be dribbled like a basketball. I mean, I guess I could, like, push myself way up. I am a cephalopod. We're stretchy, but, like, when aquarium staff measures me, they like to measure me at rest and be like, that's how many tall you are. So small, yet so powerful. I am. If they'd let me back in the ocean. No, they never want to let me back in the ocean. Too powerful. I am very good at Guild Wars 2. That's what happens when you play a game for almost 10 years. You get really good at it. I'm very good at Guild Wars 2. I'm not perfect at it or anything. I'm not out there soloing raid bosses on an elementalist. Stretch, you say? I do. Oh no! Big stretch. Big stretch. Okay, right. We were playing a video game. If we get through this fast enough, I'll show you guys Guild Wars 2. We play that tomorrow anyway. Ah, yes, the peanut gallery.
That is all. Now then, let us restart the trial.
So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? Ooh. I think I know. I think I know.
I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims.
I understand, Your Honor.
From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly.
Agreed.
Very well. Please bring in the last witness.
Oh yeah, Maya's not doing great because she was trapped in a... She was trapped and then she was channeling the spirit of... What's her face? Hang on. Dahlia Hawthorne for a little while. Sausage and rice! Oh boy! I had a delicious melt on sourdough bread with, salamis. Various salamis. The fancy kind, too. Whoa. Now I want sourdough. Unfair to me, Onyo.
Witness, please tell us your name and profession.
Maya Fey. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices.
Maya. Oh, according to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Karain channeling technique.
I'm frightened. The Fey clan, I don't want any more to do with it.
Oh, Maya. The pain the Fey bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Ms. Fey, when the event occurred, you were in the garden of the Inner Temple, and you witnessed the moment Miss Elise de Nim's murder. Is this correct?
Dahlia sounds like someone who would make a fuss about your mailbox being the wrong color in a Hoa neighborhood. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Black Sniper Beats. Welcome in. Yes, Phoenix Wright. We might even finish the series tonight. If we do, I'm going to the festival in Guild Wars 2. Incinerate this spirit. We did, don't worry. She caught fire and everything. It was really cool. She screeched, she caught fire. It was fun. I loved it. I loved it for her. Maya passed out and everything. Ah. Dahlia Hawthorne, who is lost at everything, just flipped her hair in the most obnoxious way and got real mad at us. She called us names. I didn't see anything.
Straighten up this moment, young lady.
Uh-huh.
Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later.
But I...
Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please.
Yes, Your Honor. Maya is a sweetheart. I don't know how to explain Godot's deal. You'll see. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and I ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed to help me. Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. Oh yeah, no one likes Godot in this house apparently. I don't hate him, but like, he's not Edgeworth. He's not Edgeworth, and that's his crime in my eyes, not being Edgeworth, as opposed to his literal actual crimes, which he's definitely hasn't done. Don't know what you're talking about. I don't care if he calls us all a good boy, he still sucks. He did do that thing. Godot is chief reason why I can't play this game properly sometimes. Reason number one, I can't play this game good sometimes. Average Ace Attorney night, 5 minutes of gameplay, 20 minutes of yapping. 200 minutes of yapping.
So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff.
Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Reason number two is you get distracted thinking about your OC is, yeah, it's true. And thinking about how Mark would react to being called goodbye. I mean, what? Who said that? Listen, sometimes we think about what humans are like with all their weird bones and stuff. Godot's crime of not being gay, gay estranged childhood best friends with Phoenix Wright. Listen, his crime is calling women kitten. That's his crime. Yes, he would. He would fold like cheap lawn furniture. Fold like a child's first letter. Instant. Human bones are horrible. Why do they have those? I know, right? I keep asking for some, and they keep going, no, we need those to live. And I go, do you need all of them? Every one of them? And they go, yes. And then I go, what about your vertebrae? And they go, we need all of those. That's our spine, our backbone. And I go, oh. What about in your toes? And they go, yeah, we need our toes. And they go, okay, fine. What about your wrist? You have 1 million in there and you don't use any of them. And they go, no, each of the wrist bones is actually very important and it's a delicate little ecosystem in there. And I go, no! Why can't I have one of your bones? What about a tooth? And they go, teeth aren't even bones. And then they argue about it. Did you play before or know what will happen later? Oh, yeah, no, I've played this game several times. Fear can take my bones. Here, I don't need my mod's bones. I get back at them sometimes, though. I remind them that their bones are wet. And then they have to think about that. And I'm informed that they feel cold when you tell them their bones are wet. It's funny. This is why I make many extra bones for myself and others. Ooh, I wish I could make bones. I don't have any. And I don't know how to make them. It can't be that hard. It can't be that complicated.
Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. Well, it seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination.
Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. We're gonna be really careful about what we press here. Because she's not well. And I don't think just pressing randomly will give us a penalty or anything like it used to. Also, I may have taken a penalty at one point. I want to know if she yelled. I want to know if she yelled about it. Because if she yelled about it, then there should be another witness. It's a straining process. Requires much fuel. Delicious living fuel. Mmm. Yum, 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 yum. Trials and tribulations full of coffee addiction and sad backstories. We did count Godot's coffee that one time. Where is it? Where's the coffee counter? Yeah, we counted Godot's coffee. He said how many coffee he had, and then he said how many, and then we counted how many coffees he had on screen. And the answer to that question is neither was 17. Anyway, we're going to start here because I want to know if she drew another witness. You think you screamed, but you're not sure? Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits.
Oh, believe me, my dear. I'm certain I would have soiled my robes.
I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that was my last hope. Can we kill the judge? No. Wow, it sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details? Yeah. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? I remember delicious living fuel. This reminds me of Carrion. I love that game. It's a puzzle game where you're the monster. And I love being the monster. Aquarium staff says I'm not allowed to play it anymore because I yell scary things and they get scared. But I'm gonna play it again! They think that it'll frighten aquarium security and give me ideas. But it won't. Give me ideas, I mean. That I haven't already had. Oh, that's true. For Val's birthday, I am playing Gaga. Great God Grove. I did it right this time. I did not call it a rhythm game that should exist. I did it! Congrats! You have no idea how much concentration that took me. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? What? What do you mean by your last hope? No. That's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me." Yeah. But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, you know, that's like... What do you call it when that happens? Maya's not doing so well up there. Oh, yeah, Oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. Well, what did you just say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to for help. There was someone else there! Oh, I'm so good at this. Does aquarium security check the ventilation shafts? Oh. So, the ventilation shafts are monitored. Also, they're not like they are in the movies. It's dangerous in there. And scary. I say as an octopus who definitely doesn't know that from personal experience. Nope. No. Nope. Never been inside. Who would say that? Who would suggest that? Anyway, they're scary in there. They're monitored by their own little monitoring sister. Hi, Benry. Welcome in. I haven't had someone say hello, every pony, in a long time. Oh, that's the deep lore. The gang's all here. Yay! Hello, everyone. Yay! Oh no, I'm gonna have so many more people to add to Hero Complex, aren't I? Say every pony every time I get the opportunity just to make people mad. Yes, good! There was a time in my house it was set on ironically. Rite of passage to be friends with me. Perfect! Listen, I have favorite ponies from that generation of ponies. I also have favorite ponies from the original generation of ponies. The very first one. I have a My Little Pony. I have a My Little Pony from Gen 2, actually. She's one of the ones that Rarity was based on. That amalgamated into Rarity. Rarity's not my favorite pony, though. Everyone thinks Applejack should be my favorite pony. But the truth is, they're all my favorite pony. They all have nice things. I don't know if it's your favorite pony, but Val is just Fluttershy. Val is just Fluttershy. Well, stars forbid! My fave pony is the Ponycule. They're all dating. Yeah! Get known! Submit to the unbearable terror of becoming known! The crushing weight of being seen! We had the original on VHS, I think. Yes! I had a bunch of episodes on VHS. I had so many things. Oh, I have the My Little Pony Christmas special somewhere on VHS. The one with Minty and they do Pony Christmas, but it's not real Christmas because they can't call it that. It's really cute. Maybe we will have when the holidays roll around, maybe we will have a movie night where we watch Christmas specials. I'll get out the old stop motion Rudolph and I'll get out the old stop motion Rudolph and all the other ones, the Grinch. And now I'm blanking on every special. Oh, and Charlie Brown. I first found out about the existence of Jared Way because he said he likes Fluttershy because she's nice. Aww! Adorable! I'm a big My Chemical Romance fan. For reasons. And it's not even the Black Parade. Those aren't even the reasons. I rolled up with that first album. And then I got to 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge and was like, this is an excellent album. It goes well with the Linkin Park. Yes! Oh, Rudolph Frosty Mouse House. Yes. There's also an old I like MCR a lot, but I never know about the names of the people who make my fave music. That's fair. I also don't know the names of anyone in any band. I only sometimes remember Jared Way as the MCR guy, but very rarely. And Chester is was the lead singer for Linkin Park, but he is no longer with us anymore. But that's okay. He did a great job while he was here and is weirdly immortal. Jerry Y, the MCR guy. No, Jerry's the Magnus Archives guy. TMA mentioned. We love TMA in this house. Oh, right. I was playing a video game, chat. We're going to get through this someday. This is why we can't get through this game. Aha! Well, what is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Huh? Is it Jerry TMA me for real? Fier, you were the one who got me into TMA. Oh, I yell ceaseless watcher, turn your gaze upon this wretched bot all the time. That's how I get my mods to turn their gaze upon this wretched bot. I say mods, it's just one. Just one mod. But I do also yell, turn your gaze upon this wretched bot. It's my fave. Ceaseless streamer, turn your gaze upon this game. Yeah! Alright, someday. That's how this game goes.
Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person?
I meant to keep that part a secret. What have I done?
It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say.
A ton of pressure?
You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up and try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony.
Okay, this is funny. I'm staying. Yay! Did Maya see a ghost thing? Is that why she does not want to say these things? No, Maya saw a person. A ton of pressure, like from Boblox. Oh, I know that one. That's the giant fish man one. I wrote one fan fiction. With Val's assistance. I wrote one fanfic about it. I might write another. You did. I needed someone to help me with the, is this real? I've heard of the fic. Amazing. My AO3 is probably appropriately tagged. From the Benevolent mod. Yeah! We are sending Hero Complex Val to the Pressure Universe. Yes, that's true. I'm gonna write me an AU. I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. I thought the stone lantern wasn't lit. Right? Like, wasn't the whole crux of our previous problem that the stone lantern... Yeah, there was no light over there. Flame Cypher's interdimensional portal. You seem like you'd enjoy Pressure. I've played Pressure with Val a couple of times. It plays a little bit like if Resident Evil or one of those other survival horror games was in Roblox, because it is a survival horror, which makes sense. It reminds me of something else too, but I can't put my finger on it. It's not Dino Crisis. But there's something else I've played like this. Amnesia actually has a lot of sequences like this, where you're in a situation where you can hide and your sanity will go down, or you can not hide and your sanity doesn't go back up. Maya saw her mom die. Her mom got killed right in front of her. Doors, Amnesia, etc. I love Amnesia: The Dark Descent. One of my favorite games. I hallucinated the heck out of that Leviathan. I've never played Doors. I know Doors. I've never played it. I don't play a lot of Roblox games. No, don't worry. Don't worry, you just got here. None of you know what happened. She saw her mom what? Oh yeah, she saw her mom die. Maya here is the... Okay, so, quick start guide for the end of the game. Maya here is the last living child of Misty Faye, who is the master of the Kurain channeling technique school of spirit medium stuff. Misty channeled a guy once, and he did not tell the truth, and people thought she was a fraud. And that was bad, so she disappeared for like 30 years. Morgan Faye, Maya's aunt, is trying really hard to have her own child, Pearl, installed as the head of the Kurain channeling technique. The only way to do that is to get rid of the current head of the channeling technique, which is Maya, or will be Maya if Misty Faye is dead or gone for too long. So... So Maya is here, having just witnessed her mom going by a pseudonym and pretending to be a picture book author. Well, not pretending. She's just witnessed her mom get killed by a spirit that she might have been possessed by. Maya is very Val-coded. Only knew officially. I know about you from Val, and I've been in all over the AA fandom. Yeah! I assume people know about me from Val. I have too much about fear. Fair. This feels like Dance Mom's levels of drama and intrigue crossed with The Exorcist. Exactly! Dahlia Hawthorne's plan with Morgan Faye, because Dahlia Hawthorne and Morgan Faye are related. Morgan Faye is her mother. Complicatedly. There's a soap opera shenanigans here. It's so stupid and I love it. I love it so much. Morgan Faye is just like... Morgan Faye's husband left her and took the kid, and she's like, I don't want these children. I'm not head of the Kurain channeling technique. This is the worst day of my life. I hate these children too. And she gave them up. And Dahlia, being the little monster that she is, was like, Father, I think we only need 2 daughters in this house, and you're marrying a woman with 1 daughter. You should give one of us twins away. We're basically the same person. Leave one of us in a temple. That way you only have to keep track of one of us and your new good daughter. And then he did. He did do that thing. I'm brushing my teeth to this. It's awesome. Top teeth brushing content. Yes. I wish I had teeth, but all I have is a beak. And aquarium staff does brush that, though. It's wild. Anyway, Dahlia's dead, so the plan was, well, you're going to be executed, so you might as well deal with Maya while you're dead. You can't be punished for murder anymore once you're dead. Oh yeah, death is not the end in this world. Anyway, right, we were doing something. I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. No, you couldn't, because there wasn't light in it. So there was a man standing behind your attacker? Yeah. That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Denim. Ceaseless streamer, turn your gaze upon the game! Local Octopi trying to play Ace Attorney gets stopped by 3 evil yappers. I am also a yapper. Do they give you small toy boats to playfully sink like in North Carolina? Yes! Yes, they do! I love sinking the boats. They put shrimpies in them sometimes, and sometimes they don't. And it's really annoying to be able to tell. Because I am an umbrella octopus, or a Dumbo octopus, or however you like to call that. Those little things on the top of my head are fins. Also, aquarium staff gets annoyed if the boats disappear. Sometimes they do. I don't know where they go. Streamer, I'm playing Ace Attorney. The 3 evil yappers. Oh, don't worry. I love yapping with the audience. Otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. The killer? Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you?
Well, what is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
To be frank, Your Honor, I think she's in shock and quite confused. Streamer, is Twitch your enrichment in the aquarium? Yes. That's why my intro, whenever raids come in, I get to yell at them and be like, and give them, what's my raid intro? Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Fiera Luna and I play games on the internet. I'm a 4-centimeter tumbo octopus living in the Horatio Lear Memorial Aquarium, and streaming is my enrichment. That's why I do it every night. Well, unless I'm sick or not here. Sometimes if I'm not here and trying to complete the ritual, I'm elsewhere and can't play video games. You'll know if the ritual is ever complete. Oh, that's incredibly huge. I know, right? For a little while, they told me that I had to pretend to be people if I was going to be on the internet, because no one would believe an octopus on the internet. And also, if they did believe an octopus on the internet, that would be bad. And then I was like, I don't want to do that. And then they were like, well, here, listen, you have to. And I was like, oh. And then later they were like, all right, fine, you can tell the truth. And I was like, yay! I get to pretend to be an octopus. Woo! And they went, you're not pretending to be an octopus. You are an octopus. And I went, oh, I don't have to pretend to be a human pretending to be an octopus while I'm an octopus? This is amazing. It was very exciting for me. Okay. Who'd want to be human anyway? I know. I don't know which song that's from, but I am made to think of the Frankenstein musical instead. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony. Huh? Well, what do you mean? What problem? It's definitely from a Will Wood song. Yeah, almost certainly. I'm a foolish fool. No, you're not. Like, Valentine, I like this beast already. Let me go get my Necronomicon. We love the Necronomicon! Oh, boy. Oh, I love a good Necronomicon. What? What is it, Staff? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean, Necronomicon? You know what you're talking about. Never heard of it in my life. Nope. Never heard of it. Definitely haven't. They're looking at me like that. They're giving me a look. Anyway, never heard of it. Do-do-do-do-do. Yay. Don't worry, I'm not trying to hurt anybody with a ritual. Staff won't even give me a crown so I can complete it. You don't like me enough. Maya, on the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No! Man, all my friends are absolute creatures and there's just me. The emotional support human! Exactly, yes!
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, explain this!
One moment, I need to hydrate if I'm gonna make Godot's voice happen again.
Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait. Cafe au lait? Oh, is that even legal?
It is.
Mr. Trite's words are the milk, and you are the spoon, Your Honor. I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony bard, I'll have you know.
Final Fantasy IV reference. Bad translation Final Fantasy IV reference. Good work. You spoony bird. That's not even the right insult.
You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not gonna cut it. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony.
Nick.
May I?
All your basic belong to us moment. I love that spiel. I used to know the whole thing. I used to be like, all your bases belong to us is fine, but like, release Zig for great justice. You know what you do is such a good set of lines. Side note, Katz also has another great line, which is, when he's signing off, he says, make your time. And I love that. I love it. 10 out of 10. I had to replace it with literally every single different line, like different meme line from all the different Heritage Minutes, and from all the different PSAs. You gotta be able to start. It's midnight in a kitchen just like yours. The North American house hippo. Canadian moment, it's true. The aquarium is in Canada. This is a true fact. I can show you parts of my city. Aquarium staff still won't let me in the ocean. They let me on the steps that go to the ocean. The big stairs. I love the big stairs. Everyone should love the big stairs. They're cool and they go to the ocean. They'll let my family up from the ocean someday. They're big enough for my family. My family is much bigger than me. I'm very small. Comparatively. Very small. And the stairs are very big. They're big enough. Those stairs are big enough that humans can sit on them like they're bleachers. But also they're made of stone. I got pictures of them. If you guys are in the Discord, I got pictures of them. If you're not in the Discord, I got pictures of them anyway. I'll send them along somehow. They're beautiful. They're the harbor stairs or whatever they're... I don't remember what they're called. We also have drunk lampposts. I don't know. I'll show you a picture of those guys too.
May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker.
I don't like when they do the apostrophe S on the end of S words. That's a very American thing to do, and I don't care. Would they be big enough for me? I am very tall. That depends on how tall you are, but they're so big. They're, Oh, I know how to think of them. Do you know in the movie theater when there's the great big staircase? Not the great big staircase, but like how the chairs are arranged? They're stacked like that, where if you didn't have that center stair, you wouldn't be able to get up to the next stair that the rows are on. Yeah, that's a good explanation. That definitely makes sense. Yep, because all movie theaters are organized the same way. Yes, I did it. Aquarium staff is looking at me like I lost my mind. I got 9 brains and they're all perfect. Oh yeah, octopi have 9 brains. We got 1 in our head, and we got 1 at the base of each tentacle. And that's how we can move them around. And wiggle them.
She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. And she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her attacker in front of her.
It's sleepy time. It's like 2 a.m. here. Oh, wow. You are across a whole ocean, probably. Good night! Go to bed. Garmony. Oh, yep. Yep, that would do it. That's very many away. Whole oceans. That's getting into having to worry about it being tomorrow. Oh, it is tomorrow there. Good night, Goofers. I will go bed. Okay, bye. Thank you for coming to visit. Go dream as old gods do. Yes. Oh, I miss being in the ocean. I miss living in Flan. Flan was a nice place. It was full of ocean. And also food. Someday. Someday we'll go home or we'll bring it here. One or the other.
Order! 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 What in the world does this all mean, Wright? Are you saying that Ms. Faye saw the real killer under pitch-black conditions? Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene.
I think there was.
There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. And now, you're trying to cover for him. Cover? For the man that killed her mother?
I reaffirm myself the same way. Either I return to my home or my home will be brought to me. Exactly! Aquarium staff won't give me a crown about it, though. I keep telling them I don't need it for anything nefarious. And they keep saying, we're pretty sure what you want it for is nefarious. And I keep asking them, do I look like I'm nefarious? I'm 4 centimeters tall. How nefarious can I be? And then they go, uh-huh. And then I stop and I go, no, I'm not going to do it. And then they go, really? And I go, oh. And then I have flashbacks to that time on Tumblr that everybody was into the Onceler. Really into the Onceler. And then I'm forced into the song. Even though Biggering is a better song. I wish it had been in the movie instead. I'm technically at my home, but someday I will be in a better home. Canada! Yay! It's true.
How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally.
Biggering is a better song. I don't care for the Lorax bit in it. For like the spoken Lorax bit in it, I don't care about that. But Biggering is a better song. It's so good. Alright, we hydrate his chat to bands. Also, did you guys not have Body Break with Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod in the States? Is that a Canadian thing? I feel like it probably is. Anyway, big stretch. Big stretch. Val has too many points. How could they think such a wonderful cephalopod is nefarious? How bad could it possibly be? That's true, right? We're gonna do twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa, dizzy. Tell Fiera I will miss the tales of the aquarium. That's okay, the VOD will be there tomorrow. Oh, by the by, I also stream to Moonbeam and to YouTube. So if you guys are ever looking for a VOD, and you can't find it on Twitch because Twitch only saves them for a week, they're on Moonbeam and or YouTube. Oh yeah, where were we?
Cover? For the man that killed her mother? There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you. Ah, you talk a good game, Trite. Well, let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black. So what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff.
No, Nick, don't! Please, stop. Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Ooh, pie! What kind of pie is it? Is it good pie? Is it tasty pie? Is it the most delicious pie? Oh, a delicious pie. I would like a delicious pie. But I don't have any. Staff, can I have a pie? What do you mean the stores are closed? It's not 9 o'clock yet. I don't know if you can teleport. Well, what if you can? Can I have a pie then? They have asked if I'm going to give them the power to teleport if it means that I get a pie. And I don't think that's a thing I can grant. I was having a cult to make me pies. I'll share some of my pie. Yay! Ooh, pistachio. I like pistachio. Although saying the word pistachio makes me go, am I not turtly enough for the turtle club? Yes! We always repay the kindness of cool humans. Like aquarium staff. Aquarium security, I can take or leave. They come here at nighttime to look after me. And keep me protected from threats that come at nighttime. But unfortunately, they also do not like to play, and I get bored. So I bother them. I like to play with them. And they say things like, ah, what is that? You didn't tell me it could talk. And they also say things like, get it off my face. Why is it on my face? Get it off my face. And they also say things like, hold still. We're going to contain that. You just have to hold still and stay calm. It's fine. Everyone's fine. And then sometimes they panic. It's okay. Aquarium security only knows swing flashlight. They only know like 2 moves. Swing flashlight and swing securing net. And that's all they got. That just sounds like you need to learn personal boundaries. Unfortunate. Maybe if you play with them for long enough, they will enjoy playing. Yes! I think some of them do. And I don't need personal boundaries. It's not my fault. I wiggle out of the tank, and then sometimes they pick me up, and so I'm on there, and then they're picking me up, so I assume they want me to go up, so I go up. And then I'm on their face, but I'm going for the top of their head. Going to the top of their head to hang out up there, where it's safe and comfy. And then they can take me back. It's okay, security's nice. I promise they're nice. They just also don't want me to leave. They're good dudes. Well, okay, dude's gender neutral. Oh, like Eslo from Zelda. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Wright. Time to show us what you've got. Who was the person that you say Miss Faye saw in the darkness?
There's only one person it could be. It's got to be someone who glows. And you know who glows? Godot. That visor glows. Is the aquarium hiring any janitors? I don't know. Staff? Staff, who cleans the place? There's janitorial staff? There's so many. Okay, I've been informed. There's janitorial staff, there's kitchen staff, there's people who like man the registers and greet people, and there's a gift shop and everything. There's so much going on in an aquarium. Mayhaps someday I will bring the ocean there with me. Then you could swim around the entire aquarium. Yes! Anyway, I don't think they're hiring, but there's a lot going on in here that I did not know about. Yes, Val is a genius.
Because it was pitch black, Miss Fey was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes? What? But how do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Conditions? Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off. What? This is... But it can't be! Ah. That was a nice bit of deduction. Trite. Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder.
I almost flunked the LA this last year. That ain't smart. Wasn't your English language arts teacher also the one who was like, you guys need to use AI to do your assignments? Isn't that the same one? Because, like, I'm fine with flunking a course like that. Because she's not using her brain. Yeah, she was probably grading papers by AI. Wait, what's going on? Godot committed a crime? Yeah, Godot did a murder, probably.
Order! 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 Prosecutor Godot, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it?
I know, right? Especially in an English classroom. Chat, I need to tell you all an important thing. When I went to school, when I went to fish school, I went to fish school to be an English teacher. It didn't work out for various reasons. Most of them are because I'm a 4-centimeter tall octopus, and they didn't feel that it was appropriate for a 4-centimeter tall octopus to be in a classroom teaching, because the children would throw me around like a beanbag. Or one of those squishy balls. Eldritch beings love adopting me. It's true! One day you get to become an Eldritch being when that happens. You were in a school of fish? Yes. It is called a fish school, but not everyone is a fish in there. They desegregated the ocean a long time ago. You gotta, you know. So if the mollusks can swim, they're allowed in. And I can swim because I got fins. So I'm allowed in. Teacher Eldritch beings love adopting you. That's true. Val is very adoptable. Val's an early 90s website with how adoptable they are. You guys might not remember adoptables, but I do. Also, I'm going to keel over if another student bites me this year. Oh no, 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 no. What age group are you teaching that they're still biting? Are they like 13 or like 3?
Ah, Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you've got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights? Yo, I should enroll. I can swim. More like, I just have to let the ocean current carry me while I bob and float up and down. But still, that's close enough. K through 5, and that's not even the kindergartners. Oh, boy. Not even the kindergartners. Oh, no. Oh, babies, please stop biting. Oh, the youths crave the teething toys. I did my student teaching in a 5-6 split, and that was fun.
We didn't have enough people for one grade 6 class, and we had too many people for a grade 5 class, so it was a 5-6 split. Because that school went primary to 6th grade. Because in Canada, we go primary to 6th grade is elementary school, 7, 8, 9 are like sort of the middle school, and then 10, 11, and 12 are the high school where it gets serious. And that's because once you finish 9th grade, you're allowed to drop out if you want to. You aren't anymore, I think, but you used to be allowed. One incident would be fine, but 5 or 6 incident indicates a wider trend of less and less emotional control. Yeah, that's true. No, what? Oh wait, no, you told me about that. I forgot you got slimed. Your classroom is insane, though. You've told me the things that happen in your class, and I'm just like, what? They need to not do any of that. Yeah, you were live posting it to me.
Well, witness, answer the question.
You're wrong. I never saw that. Maya. I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man for a totally different reason. What?
Witness, Mr. Wright, what?
Stop your chattering, Your Honor.
Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. All right. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but...
Oh, no.
Okay, we hydrate as chat demands. Godot isn't quite in my lowest register, but he is very far down. My lowest voice is the king from In Stars and Time. That's the lowest to get. Yeah, the king, who has strong opinions on Boston cream pie that are wrong. Consume the life liquid of the earth. Okay. I don't know where it goes when I eat it. I know you hate the king. It's okay. King's great. Terrible. He's a good villain, though. I get it. I guess. Villain isn't quite the right word. He's a good antagonist, is more accurate. I'm allowed to use hero and villain in place of antagonist and protagonist. But the general public's not allowed to use that because they don't know the difference. They make moral judgments when they use words like that, and I don't like that. Val, you and Bedry have not told me of this. What is this king's opinion on Boston cream pie? Oh, it's a stream joke. So, story time, because it's always story time on this channel. Once upon a time, when I was very small, and at the fair, at the exhibition, which is, I think Americans understand them as agricultural fairs or something. Y'all go and you take your aminals and you show off your aminals and you show off your pies and your cakes and so on, and also there's rides. So I'm at the exhibition because I was a little octopus in 4-H. They have 4-H under the sea. I was a little octopus in 4-H, and I was really good at making cakes. So there's a competition to make different types of cakes. And one of the cake types is Boston cream pie, because it's not so hard that it's impossible, but it's not so easy that a novice can do it very easily. And so I made mine. I was very proud of it. I was super excited because it came out really good, and I even made the chocolate ganache covering really well. And I was very excited because I was worried because sometimes when you put butter and chocolate in the same dish, it doesn't mix good. But I did it, and it came out the right way. And anyway, that's probably the most pastoral thing I have ever done, is winning a blue ribbon for a Boston cream pie. The lady who came second was very displeased. The reason that she came second was because instead of putting cream in the middle, she put jam. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's a Boston cream pie. Where does the cream come from if there's just jam? The idea is that the jam is wet and that it will, like, cream the yellow cake on either side of it. And that's where the sort of creamy texture comes from. And her objection was, this is a real Boston cream pie. That's a real recipe. It's just like Martha Washington used to make. You know, of Washington fame. Of George Washington's wife fame. So she got very upset. And she was even more mad because I was very small. I was still a child. Practically only 1, maybe 2 centimeters tall. Not even 4 centimeters yet. And so I, who was learning how to be a good sport, because that's one of the things that they were focusing on at school, was teaching us how to be good sports in gym class. And I was learning how to be a good sport. So, I was very excited to demonstrate this. And I blooped right over and was like, "It's okay. You still got a good place. Like, that's still second place. That's still really good. You did a good job." And what I didn't understand was that when you do that to an adult when you are a child, they get more mad sometimes. Especially if they're already mad to begin with. And so I had to be very gently walked away. And she flipped a table. She flipped the whole table. And I didn't get it. But I have strong opinions about Boston cream pie, and that cream goes in the middle. It's made of yellow cake with a chocolate topping. Now, I understand that some people can't do the ganache, and I'm willing to allow for, like, certain types of icing going on top if they're done right. That I'm not gonna quibble over how the chocolate gets put on top. I do think a ganache is more traditional, but I've seen people use other types of icings. I'm not going to quibble about that. But it's cream. It says it in the name. I understand why people will not accept jam in there, because I don't. That's certainly still a dessert. It's not a Boston cream pie. Anyway, so chat, I'd be more concerned over an adult flipping a table. I know. Happens sometimes. Nothing better to do. Nothing broke, thankfully, because everything was on, like, paper plates and stuff. So it was alright. And it's not like we could really meaningfully eat the cakes at that point. Like, the judges had their pieces, and it wasn't like we could meaningfully eat the cakes at that point, because, you know, they'd been out all day. But yeah, she flipped a table. That was really funny. Sounds like some of the adults in my department. Yeah. Anyway, at a certain point, I don't remember when it was, Val and Catoid were talking about how detestable the king was. Mostly Val talking about how detestable the king was. Oh yeah, no, I was fine. My dad spotted right away what was going on and was like, uh-oh. My kid is doing a good job, and I do not want them to think that being a good sport means bad things happen. So I got led away very politely. The saddest thing about it, though, was that I was so small that when I saw that there was a mess, I didn't understand what had happened because I wasn't looking at it. When I saw that there was a mess, I was like, oh, I should help clean it up. And my dad was like, no. So the king puts jam in his Boston cream pie. Yep, that's the joke. It's not canon, but it is a stream joke now. That's true. And so we get the joke of
Bright one. How dare you say your Boston cream pie was better? Mine should have won. It was made like Martha Washington used to make, with Concord grape jelly in the middle, as is tradition. Venetian cream isn't even from Boston. This is unacceptable.
And so on. Oh yeah, this is why we can't play Phoenix Wright. Also, flashback to that time Pierre said good boy in Poe voice, cough cough. Yeah, see, I'm not doing that again. I can. I can, however. That's hilarious. I'd call Sif to the front, but they'd die laughing. Oh no! There's always the VOD later. Oh, and the Poe voice is achieved by me making some wiggly wiggles. I do this for any computer voice that I have to make that's kind of like slightly glitchy, like the GLaDOS voice and stuff. Let's see.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Well, too bad. I'm not doing it again. You can always go back to the VOD. Really, though, if you hadn't let me die and I'd been allowed to perform the Great Transcendence, we wouldn't be in this situation, would we?
See? Okay, back to doing this. Back to the other game with funny voices. I know you would have. Anyways, who killed the psychic human's mother? Let's learn! We love a good psychic human. They're sensitive to stuff and you can talk through them. It's neat. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone, and all of the snow around the stone lantern had been cleaned up too. Where's my glorious King Miles Edgeworth at? He'll be here in the denouement. Since the person did all the work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Maya! We need the misogyny bows. We need the misogyny bows. All of them. Oh, it's my other glorious king, Diego Armando. Yeah. We're on the last case of Trials and Tribulations. Anyway, in case anyone's wondering, these I started wearing for Professor Layton. Every time they do a misogyny, I put on another bow. Because as we learned from Professor Layton, not him himself, but rather from the little old man, you can never tell with these things until they slap a bow on them. So I have the misogyny bows. Actually, we'll take these off because Phoenix Wright is not serious, but slightly more serious than Layton games.
So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor,
No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume that the criminal was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
I'm pressing everything. When I came to, I was just lying on the training hall floor. So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right? Yes, I think. I think it happened when the victim was stabbed. So then the person that carried you into the inner temple.
It could only have been the killer!
That's what I think, too. So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. I don't know. It looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again. The torches were lit and the body was gone. The torches were lit? Yes. That's how I noticed the whole scene had changed. I'm gonna say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be?
Oh, the killer probably lit them since it would be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. Very well, let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene.
And all of the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern. There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use.
An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take the snow away?
Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of the victim's blood sprayed onto the snow? Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered. In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation.
Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount.
That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood.
Well, it looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue.
But I think I can explain them. I'm not going to press it, just assume they were a man. Because it's the last statement. Can I try this again? He did say I should try again later. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something.
You did?
Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake.
What? Hiding it for you?
Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden,
she may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing happened?
Yes, I'm sure of it. I had the silliest Forsaken match earlier today, though. Get this, 4 chances, 1 Shedleski, and 1 7 and 7. And I only got hit by a chance once. Ooh.
I want you to add that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, Maya had the weirdest Forsaken match. They did it for your sake. Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been a prime suspect, right?
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Yeah, and if that had happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If her real identity had come out right then, it would have been terrible. Master of Karain killed my own daughter. I don't think Maya would have been able to handle it.
But still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you?
This is what was added, so if it's not pressing it, then it's presenting something at it. So I guess we'll start with stuff that was in the garden. Like the lantern. Didn't the lantern also have blood all over it? Wait, didn't that blood spill out Maya? I can kind of see the M. It did! Oh, we might have something here. The body of Elise Denimb was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime. The snow that we suspected was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe that all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd.
Oh? And what would that be?
You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's the message written in blood on the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. Ah! If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't he wipe the writing off the lantern?
Oh, you're right! Order! 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 But Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene?
Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow, then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing.
But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern?
I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it.
Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message in blood on the lantern?
The killer didn't notice it. Godot can't see red. He didn't see the ketchup on Maggie Bird's uniform either. Prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought.
The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that. You're right. There's no way any normal person would.
What? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright?
There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether.
Who would that be? Who's the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing?
The guy who can't see the color red. Mr. Godot, this is what you said yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. You can't see everything? Is that correct, Mr. Godot?
This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented.
This lantern! There's something written on it! What? Why, it's written in blood!
Humph. Nonsense. How does Ace Attorney think colorblindness works? Oh, they don't. What's going on is Godot's visor is red, and so the images that it projects are red, and the red that it is has the same refraction index as blood. Yeah! Yeah! It has the same refraction index as blood and other, like, similarly red things. He couldn't see ketchup on Maggie Bird's uniform in a different case that looked like a great big blood stain. But he could see the other stains on it just fine. So because it's got the same refraction index, what he's seeing is a white lantern. Or more accurately, that lantern is all completely red in his vision, but uniformly. Which I think is really neat.
Humph. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Mr. Godot, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Trebien.
This is the apron delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time, and somehow spilled coffee on. Oh, there's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor! The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron! That's ridiculous. Nobody told me anything about a bloodstain. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. Ha! It's strange. In the black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one who can't see them? So then, Mr. Godot, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you couldn't see the red writing on the lantern? Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea. I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godot is the murderer. But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Denim, also known as Ms. Missy Faye. Well, it's hard to believe this may be true. However, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Ah. Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on. How does a little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there. I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red. This is rich. Do go on, Wright. The answer is right there at the crime scene. In the snow. The snow? How so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If they wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not just take that area? Yes, why didn't they just take just that area? Could it be? Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow. And so he had to remove all of the snow. He couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? Not a chance. The torches were all lit. They would have been able to see fine. It seems that once again this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Godot? Well, wait just a minute. Maya? What is it, witness? Mr. Godot isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the Inner Temple. I don't know. He was out sick the day that everybody was stuck at the Inner Temple. He was definitely on that island. Until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after the old bridge got fixed up.
Objection.
Maya, you can't testify to something like that. Why? What do you mean? I may not look it, but I'm... Eek! After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't? I'm afraid I don't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established this just a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne.
Ooh, Dr. Pepper.
Oh, that's right.
Please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me.
Maya, do you plan to cover for Godot no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. Ah! Nicely done, Wright. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the Inner Temple after the murder.
Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling, and my spirit left me, as it were. But that little girl was there at the Inner Temple, too.
That's Pearl.
Definitely Pearl Faye. Pearlie was also stuck at the on the Inner Temple side that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
Who is this Pearly?
That's my little cousin, Pearl Fay.
So when did you hear about this?
Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office.
I'm terribly sorry. But what you heard from someone else is simply not as admissible as testimony.
What? Come on! Pearly would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be.
Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath. The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. Mr. Godot! Let's just move on to the cross-examination, if the defense has no objections. This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright?
Let's get this cross-examination started. Fascinating things to say in a courtroom. Yeah, she's way more honest than I am. Maya! But isn't it true, Mr. Macaroni, that but how did you know that they were wearing a red handkerchief? Oh, mamma mia! I love that little sketch. That little Prosy D sketch. Phoenix Wright breakdowns that them. Wow, I forgot how to words, guys. Words are hard. That's true. Pearl was stuck on the Inner Temple side. Right. Let's see what you got to tell me about. She searched the entire Inner Temple side end to end? Well, you see, Pearly gets pretty scared when she's alone. And there weren't that many places to look. She says she even went back and forth several times. The Inner Temple side has two structures, the training hall and the spare prep room. And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it. There was a storage shack, too. Pearls was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined a storage shack all that carefully? Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I'd investigate.
So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shack.
The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's also true. Well, we hydrate as chat demands. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up. I forgot to press the statement before this. Oops. He cheered her up? That's what Pearly said. She said that he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot. Yes, consume, regain strength. Yes. We love doing that.
And here I was, thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Huh. Cut it out. You're making me blush.
This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves. In more ways than one.
The truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the Inner Temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with fine-toothed combs. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way, Godot style. I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way, judge style.
Opa Gum style. Maybe I should ask some more questions. Phoenix style. What were you investigating, Godot? You said that you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything?
It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, Trite.
After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern. This implies that Judge is his legal name.
Ha! Yeah. I don't know what the judge's name is, actually. We just call him Judge. Your Honor, and other things like that. Chat, we've got to do science. Also, the judge is Canadian, at least in the American version of the game. We know his brother, who is also Canadian, and has a heck of a playoff beard, eh? That Canadian accent is from a different part of Canada than I'm. So sometimes I have a hard time replicating it because I'm not from that part of Canada. Like if you're from Boston but you're trying to replicate a southern accent, it's not gonna come out.
Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles. The only thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall. Beauty? Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes. Western tastes? Can you find a stranger way to describe gravy?
So from there you headed for the prep room?
Wait a sec, what did Godot just say just now? I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the Inner Temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Elise Denim.
Wait a minute! Chat! That gravy is super opaque because it's curry. And not gravy at all. But that is right opaque. You cannot see what Misty Faye was wearing. How does he know what that scroll had? Oh, but where do I put it? Yeah, Pearl was stuck there. Curry moment! I know, right? It's a jelly donut, chat. Okay, that's not where it goes. Okay, this has got to be where I put it. We love curry. See, it's all messed up. There's no way he saw nothing about nothing. Delicious curry!
Mr. Godot, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the Inner Temple was long before the murder took place.
Well, why do you say that?
Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall.
Hanging scroll?
But, Mr. Godot's right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you don't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired, 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this.
What's that wonderfully delicious smell?
The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
Gravy? But why gravy, Nick?
Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godot, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye.
Well, wait a minute, Nick.
Yes?
To take another look at the hanging scroll.
Is it the Korean channeling technique image?
Look, at the top, there's a crest there.
Ah, that. It's the mark of the master, correct?
Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark...
Oh, then you could guess that the picture of Misty Faye was there.
True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
Oh.
Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the Inner Temple long before the crime took place. Can I ask you just one little thing, Trite?
What is it?
This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed.
Ooh, are we close to the finish? We are! We might even finish it tonight! Hi, Red, welcome in! We've had so many people in tonight. I'm glad you're all here. Maybe we will play. Maybe we will play Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright next. Who knows? Maybe I'll just play Katamari again. Na 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 na. It calls me. And it calls me. No, get all of us to play Regretivator. This is a joke. I'm very bad at Regretivator. I tried. That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene. I cannot Regretivate. No laptop. Oh. We might, especially as we already solved the Delilah scene. We did do that. Of course, Mr. Godot knew about the plan. Huh?
What did you say?
Yeah, we have to censor her name.
Is it really possible that another person knew of the plan?
I mean, there was a written note, right? Yeah, they wrote it down. And it was opened once before. I don't know who opened it, but, like, it's possible. The crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed.
Unsealed?
Yes. The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple.
And you're saying this crafty killer is me?
You bet I am.
But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right! Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out.
Yes? And when was that?
During a visit.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter Pearl about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden.
Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center?
Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot! Oh no, he's breaking out the dots.
Order! 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 But Mr. Godot! You're under fire again!
This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you! You were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder.
Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee.
Is that it, humans? Is that why you drink coffee? Gotta drink the dark? I don't... Wait. Staff? Staff, is that why you drink coffee? Gotta drink the darkness? I've been informed they don't know what I am talking about. If I wanted to drink the dark, I'd just go to the void. Yeah! I shouldn't talk, though. I drink energy drinks. I don't know if that counts as drinking the darkness. Really, I feel like it counts as drinking a neon light. Or drinking the idea of a neon light into you. It's great. Can I drink the dark? I don't know. Maybe. I do not need horrible beans to do such. Yeah, that's true. I will say, for some reason, those beans are really good, but if you put them inside of chocolate and then chew on them, I don't know, maybe. Energy drink is just drinking neon light. Yes! I'm so good at this. I don't need chromatophores to be cool. I say as someone who loves energy drinks for the taste. Yeah, me too. I'm very specific about them. What is tea then? A relic. I feel like it depends on the tea. I love how tea was accidental. People in those days, when tea was invented, people in those days used to like drink warm water. And so just a few leaves from the tea plant fell in and they were like, wow, this stuff is great. Rocks your socks. Something the British like. Yeah, the British like it enough to start the Opium Wars. That was a long time ago. Oh yeah, where was I? Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean?
It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on the conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid at the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life.
Hibiscus is top tier tea. Although I will say it's not necessarily tea, it's probably a tisane. Tisane? Tisane? I don't know how to pronounce that word real good. It is real good though. We used to be able to get a really nice tart hibiscus blend here, which had like strawberries and hibiscus and I think it had passion fruit in it. I don't like passion fruit, but I think it had passion fruit in it. Ooh! Yes! We love an agua. Right! It was doing the thing. We can't go to the festival if I don't do the thing. We gotta solve murders if I wish to go to the festival. Our personal favorite is golden monkey tea. Ooh! I would say Red Rose is my personal favorite, but they don't make it anymore, and also I never liked it. It's just one of those things that you do when you live here that you take personal pride in. You guys all have something like that, right? Like, Red Rose tea is for that. Yes, yes, we're on the climax part of this. Ah! Jump scared by my own alerts. Alright, we hydrate as chat demands. I knew it. And a stretch. Big stretch. Ooh, a fun fact. Oh boy. We've had lots of fun facts today. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do crunches real quick and then I will give you a fun fact. Hi, Catoid. Thanks for the lurk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. A fun fact. I know. Let's talk about it. So, we were talking about refraction indexes earlier, and Godot's visor having the same refraction index as blood. There are lots of other cool things that have the same refraction index as other things. And in fact, one of the most famous and popular illusions is to take either plastic or glass that has the same refraction index as water and put it in water, because then it disappears. This is how magicians walk across water, usually. If they get really fancy with it, these days they can have an entire, like, sort of four-legged table or stool set up that has the same refraction index as the water, and that means that they can also have people swim around and under them while they're walking across the water, which I think is really neat. Oh yes, this is also a good fun fact from chat. Siphonophores are not singular organisms. They're actually giant floating colonies of microorganisms that make up the longest organism in the world. Yes! I love it. I love the thing. Refraction index also depends on the eye that is looking at it as well. So this is all for humans. Ooh, I love siphonophores. Isn't the Portuguese man of war a siphonophore? I feel like it definitely is, because it's not a jellyfish. Despite the fact that it looks like one and has tentacles like one. I think it's is it a siphonophore? It's something. It's not a jellyfish. Yes, I'm so good at this! It's a really weird siphonophore in that it is very scary and also poison, poison, poison. Venomous? Whatever, I don't care. It make you die. It is masquerading as a jellyfish, but it is not. Yes! Oh, my ocean living is great. I'm so good at the ocean. All right. We're going to do this, chat. We're going to do it.
And he did all that just to protect this witness. That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue a damsel in distress.
The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Well, even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural.
However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
Can you tell we have a spin in marine bio? Also, Val, you must send Fiera the Ronathan gift later. I'll send it to you. Ooh, a Ronathan. Love it. Send. Excuse me a moment, chat. You can't pay attention to nothing. Oh, he's beautiful. He's a big boy. Ronathan's a chunky lad. Love him. I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick?
I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godot. For the same reason, huh? Okay, Wright. I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you.
What's this?
There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably. There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she's Mia Fey's only sister. A big, beautiful siphonophore. By God, this is a secret family situation. I know, right? It's great. I love sea bunnies and I love leaf sheep. Leaf sheep are so cute. Oh my goodness. I want all of them. I want them all to hug and cuddle. Leaf sheep are my faves. Leaf sheep, aren't they cute? They look like a Pokemon. They look like if a Pokemon was a real thing. And they're so cute. I want to pet them. Y'all know that one caterpillar. I know many caterpillars. Oh, that caterpillar that goes cat face. Yes. Love that caterpillar. I love caterpillars. I'm scared of their faces, though. I'm scared of a lot of different types of bug faces, and caterpillars are one of them, and I'm sorry, caterpillars. I get scared about it. She is Mia Fey's only sister. Mia Fey. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. We need an entire Pokemon game underwater. We do.
Wait a second here. Mr. Godot is a defense attorney?
With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godot. His real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right?
Sea bunnies are cute, but they are also poisonous, sadly. That's what aquarium staff keeps telling me. And why I can't have a pet one.
The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando! That name rings a bell.
It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court. The tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense lawyer at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault! It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself!
Mia, you can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients. That pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated the fake kidnapping incident.
This man is insane. He is. Crushed a cup in his hands. You want to see someone even more insane? Dimitri Fire Emblem Three Houses. He doesn't crush a cup in his hands. He crushes a whole man's skull, one-handed, when he has his crash out. And I love him a lot. Dimitri is a really weird character to have as a hero, I will say. Sorry I'm getting distracted, but you have to hear my opinions on Fire Emblem. Dimitri's a weird character to have as a hero, and I really like that about him. He is not a hero who is... He's not a hero who sometimes gives in to violent impulses. He's a man with extremely violent impulses who is desperately trying to stay heroic and good. He is working so hard to stay good. So hard. Fier has a type. Yes. Yeah. And you see that side of him come out once in a while in the school days, because there's a time skip also. You see that side of him come out once in a while in the school days. You get to hear him be a bit more gravelly. You get to see him, and he knows that he's a person who gets battle lust when he's on the battlefield. So he tries so hard to stay calm and be cool about it and be chill, but he still is just out there grinning like a fool with a spear, like ready to take you out if he gets into it. Also, there's an event that happens in game which is really devastating for everyone involved, especially you, the player character. Byleth, male or female, whichever you are. Either way, when you go and talk to Dimitri, if you're the head of his house, when you go and talk to Dimitri, he tells you that your enemies are my enemies. And then he basically tells you, point me at him. He offers himself up in totality to destroy your mutual enemies for you. Because he feels like he's a little bit responsible for the fact that, for what happened to you. And I love that a lot. It's this really wild, twist around of noblesse oblige. And it's so good. Anyway, right, we're doing a different game that's devastating for reasons. If you want the actual plot of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I recommend Golden Deer. Unfortunately, Dimitri has to die in that route. But if you want everyone to be sad all the time, and maybe they get a chance to be a little bit happier, Blue Lions is the way to go. And I can't really speak for Black Eagles, because I didn't click with their route. Like, I like the route that you get on Black Eagles. I do, don't get me wrong. Edelgard's got the idea. Heck the church, get rid of it. But I just never vibed with their route quite. because there's a lot more telling than showing what happened to cause the situation there. Whereas with the Blue Lions, like, there's still a lot more telling, but there's enough of a interplay between them that, like, enough emotional interplay between them that I understand. I get it. Anyway, this is a long story. That's personal taste.
Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria.
Ah! I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned.
Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee.
Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press.
But you weren't dead at all.
No official reports ever actually called it a murder. It was just a deep, deep coma.
I see.
My body shut down, and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all the hair on my head turned white due to the damage it caused.
That's terrible.
Apparently, it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years have passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee.
5 years? You were asleep for 5 years?
And the worst possible news waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. And the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death.
The woman you loathed?
The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee. Dahlia Hawthorne! Ah, good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up.
That's so sad.
For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor.
If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live?
Well, the first was you, Wright.
Huh? Me?
If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her, but you let her die. It was all your fault.
It wasn't like that.
I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were.
So that's why you became a prosecutor?
My other reason for living. She goes by the name of Mia Fey.
Huh? You mean me?
You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Karain Village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me into the perfect position to do something about her.
That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center.
I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it.
That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out.
Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices.
Accomplices?
Iris of the Hazakura Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey.
But how did you contact my mother? She'd been missing for almost 20 years.
Oh, officially, yes.
What? What do you mean, officially?
You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government?
Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the Master of the Karain
of Corinne has great authority. Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor.
So my mother was cooperating with you?
Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you.
She was always...
That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff.
Her staff? The one with the sword in it?
The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fey if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price.
Mother...
That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan.
You mean pearls, don't you?
We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne.
Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight?
Well,
If you'd like, you could come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together.
We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up.
She was worried and followed me to the inner temple.
That was the thing we were most afraid of. And that's why Misty Fey had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body.
What? What do you mean?
If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master of Karain, Misty Fey's power was supreme, so that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Fey wouldn't be able to.
What?
Family drama and love runs deep. I know, right? This game is like this.
What? Is this true?
My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Fey. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple, just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne.
Godot.
Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to. Trite. The bombshells are one after another. I know, I feel like we need to interview a parrot.
Huh?
There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense lawyer, but you're gonna have to do the rest yourself.
The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright.
Oh.
Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Fey, and I'm sad to say you, Mr. Godot.
Quick, cross-examine that parrot! Ah, that's the first game. Well, Trite, if you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt what you can that you can finish this on your own.
No, Nick, please don't. Maya, I heard the whole thing from my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godot. Wait, is a parrot actually cross-examined? I thought we were joking. No, that was the first game. We did do that. The big jokes in this series are both from the first game. There's cross-examine that parrot and updated autopsy report. Edgeworth! Edgeworth, you and the updated autopsy report. Why? I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me, too. Maya, I know that. Nick. But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify.
Miss Fey, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips.
Step ladder! You're right. Is it a step ladder or just a regular ladder?
I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick.
It's such a bra moment that Edgeworth pulls that report out of nowhere. I know, right?
All right, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder?
Now, chat, I'm going to tell you this right now. I remember the last little bit of this really well because I messed it up so bad the very first time I played it that I set the game aside for like 2 weeks and went back to do it.
Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights, 3 of them. I thought I'd asked for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. These red lights! I thought you said you don't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden.
Ha! Things break, Wright. Even the best of theories.
Messing up does wreck you up hard. Yeah, it's true.
Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? It looks like you still can't prove it.
Maya is telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Just like in the last case of Ace Attorney 2.
Oh, no.
Ace Attorney 2 is taken up in my mind by Sal Manila, and who I hate terribly, even though he didn't technically kill anybody, and the circus case. And that's my whole thought process. Sal was Ace Attorney 1? Oh, you're right! Then Ace Attorney 2 is entirely the circus case in my mind. There's a person named Sal Manila? Yes, there is. That's the Ace Attorney naming scheme. You're not seeing much of it here, but they're always named things like that. There's a girl all in pink with a bunch of hearts who is like obviously doing like putting it on like an influencer. Her name is April May. There's Red White of Blue Corp, an American businessman. Yeah, lottery winner. There's also Lotta Hart. She has exactly what she says she has on the tin. Oh, and all of the sort of trainee, like the first case lawyer that you face, who's like your sort of training wheels in case you don't know how to play the game. His name is Winston Payne. Who else? Who else? There's a bunch of them like that. Ace Attorney victims after naming their child murder victim. Yes. Oh, duh, killer. Frank saw it! You're right! Frank saw it! The killer, who is, as you might expect, the killer. What was that Spampton-esque guy's name? Oh, which Spampton-esque guy? There's a few. Oh, the ventriloquist is named Ben Trilo. Or no, wait, it was Ben and Trilo Quist. Because the dummy was named Trilo. Oh, I know, the yellow hair one. Luke Atme. A detective who is obsessed with you with attention. The names in this series are great. I highly recommend the Ace Attorney series. It's really fun. Yeah, I know. Atme is good. It's such a good name.
Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness.
This is the game telling me it's the end of the game. We might even get through it tonight, chat.
Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights, 3 of them.
If I remember correctly, and I do, It's not this one. It's, where's our scream? Where's our scream? It's you. What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice.
What? So then, that scream came from the killer!
Probably orange minus yellow. Ha! I feel like they'd just give up and name me Rainbow, but R-A-Y-N-E. I'd be Sue Faring. Yes! Yeah, I like that. For the glasses. That's got to be it. I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it.
And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh?
Well, after that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess.
Well, Mr. Wright, seems to make sense to me.
It sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. There's a contradiction here! Oh, chat. There's a contradiction here. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction.
Well, that makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct.
Remember the testimony she just gave before the killer let out a scream? Maya said that she'd already been splattered with the victim's blood. Perjury is just a regular thing in Ace Attorney. That's true. Perjury is just how it is. No one is ever held in contempt of court. The judge has threatened it twice. In other words, the blade is in the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Is that right? She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. Ooh.
If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Trite.
We've only waited like 2 years. There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as a weapon here.
If Dahlia Hawthorne had been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer?
I've been thinking about caterpillars and the things they don't know. All they do is eat on leaves and then they gradually grow. Oh. Oh no, I lost those 2 lines. Oh, I always lose those 2 lines and then skip straight to the next part. But anyway, yes, knife. Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into the pine tree.
Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me.
Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well.
Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been from the victim.
It's not! Have you forgotten that the blood was already tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. Well, I mean, it doesn't must be, but alright. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. Ooh.
So you're saying the blood on the dagger belongs to the killer?
Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godot, it would prove that it's your blood. All right, Godot, start unbuttoning. That's an Ace Attorney stream. We had to get something in there somewhere.
Nice theory, Trite.
Order! Order in the court!
Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test.
Let me ask you something, Trite.
Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer.
Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that?
What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me.
There was already a bloodstain on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom.
Yes, what does that prove?
Well, if it really were the killer, I could have washed the blade and then planted another person's blood on it.
That's... It can't be.
In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Trite. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance.
What? It totally does.
Well, in any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. All right then, witness, continue your testimony.
Well, wait a minute.
What's the problem?
I know I probably... Big contradiction in Nick's explanation. Maya! This dagger... You said that it wounded the killer.
That's right.
But... If Mr. Godot had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right?
Maya, maybe he just changed his clothes? That'd solve the contradiction pretty easily.
What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was at the inner temple side got trapped there.
Oh, that's right! And once the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple, Mr. Godot was already there waiting for them.
Mr. Godot was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes.
Order! Order in the court! What's the
Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him.
But... No one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes?
Did the judge just take smart pills during the last recess? He's drinking his smart juice. Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get any blood on them.
It was freezing! That's impossible, Trite. You know how cold it gets up there at night. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. Ah! So that's all you've got. I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this.
Judge is using 110% of his brain for that moment. He is.
Right now, if Mia Fey were here. If Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already.
If Mia Fey were here.
So come on, Trite! Can you do it or not?
We love the order. We hydrate his chest bands.
How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godot of being the killer, but can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence?
Have I? The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is, I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. It was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. Oh, I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. Woo. I can prove it. I'm gonna bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it.
Ah, that's good. A fighter till the bitter end, right? Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't you go for it with the unlimited penalty?
Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Godot? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need.
Give me a break. You've got nothing, Trite.
So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. I know, one shot!
Alright then, Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've got.
There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger.
But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by the dagger, there should be a bloodstain on his clothing.
There's one place. One place the killer could have hidden his wound.
What did you say?
Hidden? She saw the lights go out. This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there are no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound.
It's the end of the line. The final stop, Trite. Let's hear what you've got.
Where's the location where you say the killer hid his wound? This is a little esoteric, but I'm very sure this is correct.
Ha! I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right, Trite?
Well, what was that just now? Mia?
It can't be. You're living on through him?
Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. It's beneath your mask. During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right. Your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Godot, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved.
Ah!
Got him!
Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought.
Mr. Godot.
But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was me.
You, yourself?
I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else.
Godot is living proof that really men will do anything other than go to therapy. He went to courtroom. I say that. Chat, understand, when I make sweeping generalizations like that, I either mean capital M, men, TM, etc. Or I mean gender neutral. Just trust me. Trust me, bro. Gender neutral.
Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name.
I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit.
Men would rather go to court and plead guilty than go to therapy.
But you saved Maya. Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway.
What do you mean?
Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have talked to right away.
Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick?
But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. Do you know why? The real reason?
No. Why?
I suppose. I wasn't really interested in saving you at all.
Huh?
I think I was just trying to salvage what was left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia, nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into the situation I knew was dangerous. Forgive me.
You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya.
Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure.
What do you mean by that?
That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette, a part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else?
To kill Dahlia Hawthorne again!
Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge?
I mean, it's true, he could have just knocked her out.
And now, I don't know anything anymore.
Not gonna lie, valid crash out, it's true.
I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. The stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off, as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything.
Folly. No, not that folly.
Mr. Godot. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando.
Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me.
Thanks.
Your wound, it's bleeding.
Huh. Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears.
Tears?
Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment.
Mr. Armando!
You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Well, this time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant!
Yes, Your Honor?
Although you weren't directly involved in this murder, tampering with the body of the crime scene is a serious offense in itself.
I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway.
Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you.
Apologize to me? For what?
For the case 6 years ago, of course.
I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 6 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me.
It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other.
Huh? What do you mean?
You and my sister, you only met twice.
Huh? We only met twice?
The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met with her was 6 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed.
No way! It can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship we were...
For those 6 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister.
Huh? It wasn't Dahlia.
I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny.
You mean...
That's right. I lied to you for 6 months.
Iris! One less bombshell at the end. It's true. But why? Why would you do such a thing?
Well, ever since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance. She couldn't move about freely.
So that's why you...
My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst.
Prepared for the worst?
She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice.
You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you?
She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance.
And that's why you came to me. You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place?
But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 6 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that it had ever happened.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you.
I think she must have noticed.
Noticed what?
My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life, or mine.
Iris!
After spending half a year by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed.
I have something to say to you too.
Yes?
You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. Pearl better not be hearing this right now. She's not. She's in medical.
Thank you.
How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though, right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I think you're right. Well, the purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Denim. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant
Not guilty! Not guilty. We love this.
Court is now adjourned. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
Oh, I love Chicago so much. Kind of sweet how Iris kind of prevented Phoenix from being killed by Delilah until that fateful day. It's true. Thank you. I work very hard to make sure it's really good. My singing has to be good because one day I have to sing the song of my people with all the everybody and then flood, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happens. I just bet it's cool. I have had many. In my drama class, we didn't have enough boys for the boy roles. In that we had one, so we didn't have enough to go around. So because I was a much bigger octopus than all the other octopi, all the girl octopi, I got to play a lot of boy roles, and it was great. Oh yeah, Loop.
Stardust! I heard you were having trouble in these loops. Is it because you don't know what you're doing, and you don't really have anyone to guide you except for me, who speaks entirely in riddles? Is that what it is? Well, too bad! Let's talk about what I want to talk about. And what I want to talk about is how you are so bad at this. But don't worry, you probably don't suck the worst. I love Loop. Loop's awful. Loop's having a moment. Anyway, that also means that I got to be Gaston and Billy. 10 out of 10 fun being Gaston. I loved it. It was my fave. And being Billy meant I got to learn how to roll a hat and flip it back up onto my head. It was a great time. Exactly. You probably don't suck the worst, Stardust. Because I do! Imagine for a moment, Stardust, if you will, a world in which you don't have Loop to help you. Imagine a place where you don't have your precious Loop to help you out. I bet you can't do that because I'm here, and because you've always had your precious Loop to help you. But I did a very special kind of giving up. Now imagine dragons! I was gonna go into Dull Knives, but I forgot how to start it off, so here we are. I love Believer. I love all of their songs. Dull Knives made me feel feelings. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended. Was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served. Mia! I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando. The man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean, with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense lawyer could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Mia! You've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia! I'm sure we'll meet again, someday, Phoenix. Yeah, we will die someday. I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. And along the journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer. Nick! Maya! I guess it's just like my sis said. Your sister, Mia? That night when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do. This is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But, come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick. Maya, How? How can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your mother murdered.
Ouch! Francisca? Still a softy-ass office, Phoenix, right? Oh no, it's that expression I love on him that he never gets to have! Hi, Edgeworth!
Excellent work, Wright.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? When did you get back?
Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Francisca have actually been helping me.
Helping you?
If these two hadn't been here the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Wow.
But where were you, Nick?
I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold, which forced him to stay asleep all day.
Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head.
Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too, Francisca.
The fact that Maya calls Francisca in this scene, in this game, has launched 1,000 ships. Well, okay, one ship, but a lot of writers writing it. They're the same age. But the implication here of Maya calling her by her first name, the suggestion. I don't suppose there's room for me in this group hug, is there?
Oh, Larry.
What's with the longer than usual face? Well, I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone, not even once.
That's not true, right, Nick?
What? You're asking me?
Well, Nick, is it true?
I've got a place in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. No. Oh yeah! Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me?
Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy?
Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that it's lacking resemblance.
Do you really mean it? What about you, Francie? Did I draw you well, too? Ah! My beauty can't possibly be captured in a mere crayon.
Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that is worth something.
So then you'll do it, like you promised? You're gonna model for my next picture book, Fransie's Whiplash Slash. Don't get carried away.
That scene also adds fuel to the ship, too. Yes, it does. So, the thing about Francisca and Maya is the first time they meet is in Ace Attorney 2, where Maya is having a crisis because she's like, I can't be master of the Korean channeling technique, but I'm going to have to be if my mom doesn't show back up in the next little bit. And I don't have any of my life together. I still feel like I'm 12 years old. I'm not. I'm, like, 18 now, and I just don't have my life together. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And then Francisca shows up and is like, lol, Lamau, I'm a prodigy I'm a prodigy lawyer. Hi! I've been kicking butt in Germany since I was 16, and now I'm here to kick your butt in this law system, too. Hi! And Maya's just like, oh my gosh. She has her life together. I feel so much worse. Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh? Fish! Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls? Where could she have gone? Normally, she would have made a beeline for Maya.
Oh, I'll go look for her. I'll be right back. Hey, Pearly!
Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you're wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite what's happened.
Yeah. To be honest, I can't understand it either.
Francisca. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can.
But what do you mean by now is exactly the time?
Maya wasn't the only one who was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya. Edgeworth. I think I'm starting to understand too.
Yeah, Chad's got it. So tell me, Phoenix Wright, who is Maya Fey being so strong for? Pearl Fey.
The poor kid. After all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya.
Yeah, Pearl gonna need some therapy. Everybody here needs some therapy. Therapy instead of court.
But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake. Until she can see her smile again.
Oh hey, so this is where you all were. Court-appointed therapy. Ouch! What was that for, sir? Sorry about that, Scruffy. My VIP just seems to have a mind of its own.
What's up, Detective Gumshoe?
Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win. Let's go tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sort of kind of gone down by a teeny weeny bit, but it's all right. I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight. Ah! Pretty good work, Scruffy. That VIP was your reward.
Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean...
Très bien. Where else?
I knew it. We're doomed.
Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, you, crybaby, you're invited too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser's shack eating potatoes.
You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh. Maya.
Hashtag pay the detective. Hashtag pay the detective. All right, we hydrated. Chat demands. We're almost done. This is all the end bit. All right, and a stretch. And for body break, we'll do some arm circles real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, Maya, what's wrong?
Nick, what do I do? Pearlie, I can't find her anywhere.
Huh?
I'll bet she just went back home. That's all.
I thought so too, so I called the village, but no one's heard from her. This has never happened before. As I figured, she's been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya.
But none of this was her fault. What should I do?
Detective Gumshoe?
Yeah, what is it, pal?
Could you guys go on ahead?
But what about you?
Maya and I will... We'll join you guys once we find pearls.
Nick?
Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah, but you're... Ah! Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead.
Don't keep us waiting, Wright.
We won't. But where should we look? Where could Pearlie have gone?
Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to.
Hazakura Temple? Well, for pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're all back again so soon? Sister Bikini? I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here. Pearlie's here? Oh, she's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Oh, okay. Pearlie's not here. Ah, Maya, the hanging scroll. Ah! Someone cleaned it off. It's gotta be Pearls. Ah! Mystic Maya! Pearlie! Why? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! I swear that I'd never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother. That's why you came here? It's the least I could do. To pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearlie. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother is gone. But, how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya! Well, I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini, your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you that what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Karain, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something all masters have to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die. That's the master's talisman! The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents. That's... a photo? Mother... Oh no, the button jar! Why is the button jar being shook? We're almost done. We're like... we're in the... There's no more... It's just this. It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what a human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. That's Maya and Mia. They also broke the urn. It wasn't even the first time it's been broken. Even when the battle is over and the bonds that connect us are severed, we always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. What am I fighting for? Well, shall we get going? Everyone's waiting. This is a day to remember. A day where a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. But I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training. I promise.
I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for three for when you come back. All right, we're gonna have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance.
Okay, Mystic Maya. I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight.
You know, there's one thing I don't get. I probably don't want to, but
What is it, Nick?
reservations for training is fine and all, but why for 3?
Well, come on. What do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us.
Huh? I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you.
Huh? It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course naturally. That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right?
We'll have a nice big meal right before we come next time, right, Nick? You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing.
Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps too. Well then, here goes nothing.
Alright, you guys know the drill. We watch the credits on this channel, so by golly, we're going to. But that is the end of Phoenix Wright. It has been 2 years. I'll really have to work extra hard now. Master Kareen and the office manager of Wright & Co. Law Offices. And I have to be a good big sister to Pearly and Nick, too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that.
First his wallet, now his whole body. I know, right?
So it's true! Mr. Nick really is Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through with the special course all the way to the end. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the two of them by making them a secret reservation.
Pearl, no!
Dang, that was fascinating. I'm glad! These games are a delight. I highly recommend them. There's also Switch remakes for them if you want fancier art. Aw, Maggie brought me a brand new... Whoa, I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off. Oh, a coat. Yes, but somehow you just don't... Whoops. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat is more like a detective, sir. Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself silly. Gumshoe, you're not usually the problem here.
Mr. Wright, I'm once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of Curine exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Ms. Von Karma, who I hadn't seen in almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip and said that I must show you what I've learned.
Oh, Adrian, no!
Pearl is the final boss of Wrightworth Shippers, that's true.
Desi and I started a company called Mask to Mask Consulting.
We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all the criminals in the city. Our motto is, cut it out, please.
Pretty cute, huh? Well, we also sell plans to the criminals as a kind of... Oh, I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals.
Oh, because they sell plans to the criminals so that they can then catch them. Oh, no. Mr. Wright, I want to thank you for exterminating Don Tigre. I returned the 500,000 along with the tea set. A special thick tea, one I mixed with my own 2 hands. I bet he's drinking it now. Win through compromise. Those two are relationship goals.
Have fun with Sploon!
Well, I'm just old and in the way. A wrinkly, grumpy, clown-nosed waste of flesh. At least that's what I thought. But my grandkids have a birthday party for me the other day. Aw, talk about embarrassing. 69 years old and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper.
We should play Splatoon again. There's a... But not tonight. The equivalent of a wrist would...
As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenn Elg. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adam Matta.
As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. She is not a robot. She's a human person, however. My. More reporters? Since the murder, we've made so much money I hardly know what to do. I think the magazines like us because I provide such a nice visual, especially in spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back. She's a robot and you can't tell me anything else. Fair.
Oh yeah. Sploon is great. I love Sploon. I'm a roller main. You've turned into such a respectable man, Feedy. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me here the other day. Of course I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I kind of felt bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed.
Val is an NZAP, that's true.
A fellow roller vein in the wild? Yes! Ooh! Roller vein! Yes! Oh! But what roller is your favorite? Because I will say, I picked up the OG Splat Roller in Splatoon 1 with Killer Whale and Suction Bombs, and I never looked back. Stars, next thing you know, Tal's gonna be playing Mesmer in Guild Wars 2. Yes! Mesmer's such a good class! That said, I don't recommend starting with it unless you know what you're doing. But I can teach anyone Mesmer! I can teach anyone Mesmer, Thief, Necromancer. Oh no, not you. What's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation and no one's here for me. I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit, so I got no one. And what kind of lonely, crazy security room is it supposed to be anyway? And what's with all the flashing lights and switches? I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what am I gonna do to all these macadamia nuts I brought back? Why have I brought them over to Angie Poo? Blah, blah, Wendy Oldbag talks way too fast for me to keep up with. Splat Roller and Carbon Deco! Yes! Let's go! Carbon Deco is great. Splat Roller is my fave. I finally found something to do. Francie's Whiplash Splash is gonna... Oh, wow. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. And not a loser after all. Oh, we'll have to play sometime when I get Guild Wars 2, whenever our computer is repaired. Yes. Oh! You know what, Larry? You are a good portrait artist. Well done! Good work, Larry! And with wax pastels! Larry does have talent after all! We did it, chat! We finished the game! We finished the Phoenix Wright series after 2 years! Shop says 3 to 5 business days, infernal human bureaucracy. Oh, well, if it is fixed by then, the festival will still be on. I'm proud of the Larry thing. He's come a long way since the first game, where he was ruining our lives. Okay, but you guys know what that means. It is now closing time, and we hope you enjoyed your visit to the octopus enclosure. Alright, where are we going to visit? Where will we go to visit? We could go visit Afe. Afe's playing Blueprints. Who else have we got kicking around? We just went to visit Afe last night, didn't we? Who have we got? Who have we got? Lady Calamari always visits me. Oh, and the Guild Wars, a lot of the Guild Wars folks are on. Ooh, I've enjoyed the visit immensely. I will be happy to return tomorrow, fellow creature of the old deep. Yes! Yes! I am perhaps the cutest creature of the old deep. Who knows? I just get excited when people, my friends, question mark, like each other. Yay! That's true. They are your friends. All right. We're gonna go see Lady Calamari. All right, that is it for tonight, everybody. You guys know the deal. We're off on little adventures. Where's my raid message gone? Nightbot's being weird. Alright, that is it for tonight, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is, in fact, Guild Wars 2. We sneak one last hydrate in before we go. We hydrate as tempted demands. Alright. Let's go. That is it for tonight, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for playing along with me.